Malaysia is a Malaysian company that was created in 1984 that is known as Syarikat Telekom Malaysia Berhad, with Datuk Mohamed Azreen Hashim as the company's chairman, while Ibrahim Adham is the group chief executive officer. In 1990, the company's name was changed to Telekom Malaysia Berhad and was listed on Bursa Malaysia Mains Market. TM has about 27,000 employees working under the company. TM offers a wide range of products and services, including telephony, call plans and discounts, cellular services and more. TM is one of Malaysian main cellular telephone providers, as the position is cemented in 2003 with the acquisition of Technology Resources Industry (TRI) and its Telekom mobile telephone unit. Telkom has long been the market leader in Malaysia's cellular sector, with a market share of about 30%. TM also owns and manages TMNet, the country's leading internet provider and the country's only broadband provider. TM has a global network of subsidiaries and interests with a concentration of the Asian region in addition to its operations in Malaysia. In 1990, the Malaysian government completed TM's privatization by listing 25% of the firm on the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange. As a result, TM was one of the region's first to emerge from government protection. Throughout the decade, the government proceeded to diminish its ownership in the corporation, selling another 5% to private shareholders and distributing another 5% to TM employees by mid-decade. TM was able to begin a significant investment program in early 1990s thanks to the public offering. The company's expansion was part of Malaysia's ambitious Vision 2020 plan, a long-term strategy aimed at elevating the country to developed nation status by 2020.
Okay, now we proceed to the vision statement. Vision statement describes what the company strives to achieve in the long term. As you can see here, vision statement of Telekom Malaysia is to make life and business easier for a better Malaysia. Telekom Malaysia's vision statement is reflective of an organization culture and value because the key objectives are not simply to create a profit but also to bring satisfaction by providing high quality service to the individual who matter most to them, especially their customer. So here from the Telekom Malaysia vision statement, it shows that Telekom Malaysia has strong business vision that also helps the organization stand out from competitors. Okay, Telekom Malaysia successfully in developing a high quality mission statement as they managed to focus on their stakeholders. As you can see here, Telekom Malaysia mission statement are divided into 3 parts. The first part is to customer through convergent lifestyle, the communication behavior. Okay, on this part, Telekom Malaysia focus on its customer and services. And Telekom Malaysia target market is those who want high quality and affordable telecommunication service. So as you can link with the mission statement, their main goal is to give huge satisfaction to the customer by providing communication services and solution. Okay, we proceed to the second part of the mission statement. To business by collaborating with and supporting them with integrated solution. Okay, for the second part of the mission statement by Telekom Malaysia, they focus on survival, growth and profitability. It is to ensure the business grows rapidly and successfully. So Telekom Malaysia places great emphasis on the welfare of its business partner. This statement also aligns Telekom Malaysia business priorities with national and global sustainability targets. The last one is to the nation by supporting socio-economic development through education, innovation and social initiative. Okay, this statement includes the component of philosophies and public image. Telekom Malaysia is responsive to uplifting the community and nation as they willingly to support the development of education, innovation and social initiative. So from this mission statement, Telekom Malaysia will be able to contribute to the development of a strong foundation of talent and competence within the nation as they believe it is their responsibility to support the country to prepare for future challenges.
Moving on the TM cultures and values. Telekom Malaysia is a trusted institution devoted to enable digital Malaysia and making life easier for a better Malaysia as Malaysia's national telecoms operator. TM is dedicated to offer the greatest customer experience possible by delivering creative and dependable solutions that match their clients' requirements. In accordance with TM core values, which is crystal, TM must give its consumer absolute dedication. Customers' requirements must be addressed promptly, and TM must strive to surpass their expectation. To guarantee that customers have the best experience with the firm, TM must constantly improve both the products it offers and the service they provided. Following that, TM must responsive to the wants and requirements of the customer. This is because needs and requirements change over time depending on the countries and companies' technological advancement. TM will constantly be one step ahead of the technological curve to offer attractive packages to their customer and entice investors to invest in their business. This will instantly enhance their revenue and sales while also improving their company's reputation both in locally and globally. Finally, according to the TM core values, employees must be responsive to consumers and serve them with conviction and professionalism. For years, TM has been known as a reliable institution dedicated to support digital Malaysia. The public and customer expect the corporation to deliver excellent customer service and to respond quickly to customer complaints. Next is Telekom Malaysia goals and objectives. TM has always been at the forefront of connecting Malaysians with cutting-edge technology. TM also recognized the importance of their contribution to the nation's economic well-being. Every warga TM has a clear vision and mission, which is to always provide the highest value in every product and services they have to provide for the country, assisting Malaysia in realizing its dream of living in a digital economy. They have already defined their own aims and objectives in order to assure quality in whatever they do. The first one is to integrate innovation for smooth connectivity. They have been compelled to innovate their products and services as a result of digitization and digitalization. They have instilled an innovative culture that matches the expectations of new age digital clients while delivering seamless access for Malaysians across the country and around the world. Thanks to their enormous network of fiber, copper, and submarine cables. Next is enhancing the consumer experience. Customer experience, according to the TM, is emotional connection. The concept of branding is the journey that customer takes with their company. In 2018, they went above and beyond by combining digital technologies into consumer interactions, resulting in a more straightforward but engaging customer journey. As the result, the average wait time for walk-in customers at TM Point outlets nationwide was reduced by 70%. Call time between customers and CSP was reduced, and also 1,500 suppliers worked by the NMO Training Academy to provide quick network restoration to reduce service disruption time. Furthermore, enhancing online security and privacy. Concerns about internet safety and data privacy have been more prominent as the country moves forward to a more digitalized lifestyle. TM understands how important it is to protect its users from these dangers. As a result, Group Information Security, which is GIS, is constantly on the lookout for any potential breaches while putting in place the best measures to improve online security. This is done through cyber security seminars and participation in them in order to raise knowledge about online safety within the workforce and to educate TM employees about information security policy via email blast in order to raise awareness and avoid threats.
Hi, my name is Ibrahim Adham. Logo is a symbol of a company's identity. It creates customers' first impression on the company, and sometimes people do not remember a company's name, but remember the logo instead. The first logo goes all the way back when TM was Jabatan Telekom Malaysia. The J and T letter with a classic house phone logo has been used as Jabatan Telekom Malaysia's identity from the 1960s to late 80s. When Jabatan Telekom Malaysia is split into two entities in late 1980s, Telekom Malaysia had been established and took over some of Jabatan Telekom Malaysia's activities. The logo represents Telekom Malaysia from late 80s to early 90s. After Telekom Malaysia was privatised completely in early 90s, Telekom Malaysia used this logo from early 90s to 2005. And finally, in 2005, Telekom Malaysia announced the adoption of TM as its new brand identity, hence the logo TM. Moving on to Board of Directors. TM appointed Tan Sri Muhammad Azreen Hashim as non-independent, non-executive chairman of TM on 1st August last year. He is also a board member of Khazanah and EPF, and also chairman of some other public listed companies. The managing director or group CEO of TM currently is Ibrahim Adham, who got appointed also on 1st August but in 2020. Ibrahim Adham, age 48, previously worked with TM before worked with Celcom as their Chief Operating Officer COO, then come back to TM as CEO with 25 years of experience. Then here are the other TM's members of Board of Directors. Other TM's members of directors includes non-independent, non-executive directors, senior independent directors, independent non-executive directors, and lastly, non-independent non-executive alternate director.
Telekom Malaysia approaches sustainability with the goal of making life easier for a better Malaysia. So they continue to deepen its commitment under economic, environmental and social philosophy. Through ES, TM develops opportunities and focuses higher impact for their numerous stakeholder groups, including community through various programs and projects. For economic sustainability, Telekom Malaysia objective is to catalyse Malaysia's transformation to a digital economy through the integrated network infrastructure, digital platform and innovative connectivity solution. And TM is dedicated to improving the quality of life of customers and supporting nations building project in this new economy, whereas TM has always been the main driver behind Digital Malaysia. It continues to stand ready to support the government's digitalization agenda, especially the National Digital Network (JDNL) and the Malaysian Digital Economy Blueprint (My Digital) in its effort to transform the country into an advanced technology economy by 2030. So this effort has the potential to positively impact several indicators, including SMEs, digital business and e-commerce, and the network of ICT infrastructure. For environment, TM aims to lessen its environmental impact by optimizing resources and lowering its carbon footprint, especially across the value chain. TM continued its effort in managing the carbon footprint of its operation, which also succeeded in raising awareness and making its stakeholder and community aware of the need to care for the environment. They also protect the network infrastructure as well as the global society from high environmental costs through environmental monitoring, because for them, it is part of their responsibility as a superior company to help preserve and conserve the work for future generations. Okay, last one, for social, TM focuses on nurturing stakeholders and communities towards a digitally empowered and enabled future in this area through developing skills and education, reducing inequality, and providing access to resources that bring people out of poverty. And it is also TM's corporate responsibility to provide people with a proper resources in the digital era while also ensuring long-term sustainability. On top of that, TM actively support the development of education and entrepreneurship, and they have a huge number of initiatives and provision in place to assist and support the Malaysian community.
For some of you that might wondering, what are TM's strengths? TM have the advantage of being the earliest telecommunication and fiber broadband provider in Malaysia since its first operation in early 90s. The largest advantage of TM is the largest fiber optic provider domestically with more than 600,000 km length of fiber optic all across Malaysia. Telekom Malaysia also said will lease their infrastructure to Digital Nasional Berhad DNB for 5G distribution. Next, TM is a brand that is still growing and trusted by customers. In third quarter last year, Unify subscription additions hit all-time high of 208,000 subscriptions quarterly, which results in 2.6 million total subscribers of Telekom Malaysia. And lastly, TM has diversified products that include telecommunications, internet providers, and also entertainment, offering internet protocol televisions, IPTV such as Unify TV, to compete with Astro and Netflix, which is a huge hit nowadays. Some of the weaknesses that TM has are TM has high number of complaints compared to other telecommunication providers on their customer services, prices, and also coverage. As the ex-user of TM's Unify Mobile and Unify Broadband, I couldn't agree more. Next, TM depends only on the Malaysian market with lack of diversification of investment outside of the Malaysia market. For example, TM has the capacity to acquire or joint venture with other big companies in ASEAN countries. Next, lack of coverage for Malaysia, especially in rural areas. Even though they are the sole provider for the fiber optic, but that doesn't mean that TM has the advantage in all aspects. And lastly, Unify TV is simply boring because it doesn't provide much entertaining and various channels compared to their close competitors, which is Astro.
So what comes next after strengths and weaknesses? That's right, opportunities and threats, and that responsibility falls to me. My name is Syed Zarif bin Syed Al-Jafri, and I'll be telling you guys about the opportunities first. So the first opportunity will be the Disney Plus partnership. Now this partnership is very important because with this they can gain newer and larger demographic that loves, for example, the Star Wars movies and, well, the Marvel cinematic movies. And the next point would be the hyperscale data centers and cloud services. Now, what do we expect when we listen or we hear about these hyperscale data centers? Well, the first would be Microsoft and Amazon. So, by having this, TM can reduce service downtime, and they can gain the classic economic theory would be the economies of scale, because by having larger volumes of servers and millions amounts of virtual machines, they can improve their services. And the next one would be the 5G adoption. Now this is backed by the government, and TM gained the opportunity to be the first to introduce the 5G service to people of Malaysia. Now this gives massive advantage for any new packages or products that they want to offer. And the last point for the opportunity would be the high-speed broadband initiative. Now with this, they can finally tackle their weaknesses, which is poor coverage in rural areas. With this broadband initiative, they can expand further and even deeper in rural areas. So that's it for the opportunities for Telekom Malaysia. Now we'll be going towards threats. Now the first threat will be the Digi and Axiata merge. Now both of these companies are already strong in their market, and when they merge, they might potentially release a product or service that might be miles ahead better and have a very strong presence, and with this, they might even be the leader of their industry. So the second one would be IPTV competitors. Now, who here hasn't heard about Netflix or Disney Plus? You'll be lying if you haven't heard about it. These services offer miles ahead better content than whatever Unified TV is offering to their customers. So TM needs to restructure Unified TV in order to stay ahead of the competition. Now the third threat would be, you guess it, cybersecurity breaches. Now we've heard about ransomware every year, and especially large companies such as Sony has had their data or their servers breached and threatened by this ransomware. So TM really needs to tighten up the security. And the last threat would be the new entrants. We have heard about Naga National Berhad diving into this telecommunication service, and they will be a strong competitor because they have a experience and connections with international companies. So that's it about threats. I'll be seeing you.
IFE metrics, or the Internal Factor Evaluation Matrix, is a strategy tool for evaluating a company's internal environment and identifying its strengths and weaknesses. The average weighted score should be 2.5, and TM's weighted score is 2.27, which is below average. A low weighted score indicates that the company is weak against its competitors.
Okay, now we proceed to the EFE metric. The table shows the result from external factor evaluation of TM. Okay, so this tool is used to examine TM external environment, which it focuses on identifying the opportunities and threat of TM. Weight is assigned for both factors, opportunity and threat, starting from 0 for not important to 1 for important. And the total for both weight must be in 1. So as a result, the most important in external metric of TM is under opportunity, which is the 5G adoption in Malaysia, under the My Digital Blueprint, while the less important among external variable is cybersecurity breach. Okay, for rating, it shows how effective the current Telekom Malaysia strategy to respond to opportunity and threats with the external factor. The number of range from 4 to 1, whereas 4 is a major strength, while 1 for the major weakness. Okay, so based on the table, 5G adoption in Malaysia under the My Digital Blueprint is rated by 4. Okay, then after we sum the weighted score for TM is 2.8. So this basically indicates how well the Telekom Malaysia responding to current and expected factor in the external environment.
Moving on the competitive profile matrix. CPM is a useful tool for strategy analysis. This allows business owners, stockholders, and other interested parties to see all of a company's top competitors' strengths and weaknesses on a single page. This aids will visualization and communication of the competitive environment. The CPM for TM as shown in the table. Critical success factors are the key areas that determine a company's success in the industry. and weight is assigned a weight ranging from 0, which is low important, to 1, which is high important, to each critical success factor. The sum of the weight must equal to 1. As we can see from the table, the most important is market share and the low important is packages and offer. The ratings in CPM refer to how well companies are doing in each area. They range from 4 to 1. 4 means a major strength, 3 means minor strength, 2 means minor weakness, and 1 means major weakness. As we can see from the table, for DG, their strengths are on their advertising, price competitiveness, and packages and offer. Their major weakness are market share and network coverage. For Telekom, their strengths are market share, financial strength, advertising, brand name, network coverage, and customer loyalty. While their major weakness are innovation and technology, packages and offer. Lastly, for Maxis, their strengths are innovation and technology, customer loyalty, and also customer service, while their major weakness is price competitiveness. The score is the result of weight multiplied by rating. As we can see from the table, for DG, Telekom, and Maxis, their scores are 2.83, 3.69, and also 3.11 respectively. We can conclude Telekom scored the highest. That means Telekom is the strongest competitor of the 3 telecommunications company.
Achievements. Telekom Malaysia has a lot of achievements, but we will be focusing on the top 5 achievements. So the first one would be the IoT Innovation Award from the World Communication Award 2020. And the second one is from the 7 CMO Asia Awards for Excellence, Branding and Marketing 2016, where they won the Marketing Campaign of the Year for their Unify launch. The third one would be the Employer Branding Award, where they won the Asia's Best Employer, and this is very recent, which is 2021. And the fourth one would be the Brandole Awards 2012, where they won the Best Brand in ICT. And the last achievement would be from the Frost & Sullivan Malaysia Excellence Awards 2015, where they won a whole lot of awards there. But we'll be talking about the 3 that I can list down, which is the Telecom Service Provider of the Year, and the Fixed Broadband Service Provider of the Year, and Data Communication Service Provider of the Year. That's it about the achievements. Now we have identified 4 problems and challenges that are faced by Telekom Malaysia. The first one would be the price war. Now their rivals Maxis and DZ are always changing their price for their internet services. And the next one will be the fiber cable disruptions. There have been a lot of disruptions of their submarine cables, and this happens oftenly. And the third one would be the technological limitations, and TM cannot utilize their full potential with the infrastructures that are in Malaysia. And the fourth one would be the internet speed, because users are always complaining that Unify, especially streaming, is slow. And those are the problems and challenges that are faced by Telekom Malaysia. In conclusion, Telekom Malaysia as a company has a very strong advantage, especially in their technological capabilities. And when we look at their SWOT analysis, they can take advantage of their strength to obtain most of the opportunities that we have stated before. Unfortunately, for their weaknesses, it needs to be addressed because it can be solved mostly through customer feedback and improving their infrastructure. And when we look at their internal factor evaluation, it is less than 2.5, which shows that they have internal weaknesses. And for their external factor evaluation, it is 2.8, which is above average, but it shows that there are more room for improvement. And last would be their competitive profile metrics. Now it indicates that Celcom is their rival that they need to focus on. And so that's it from our group. We thank you very much for listening and have a nice day. Bye.